friends list.
There you see a portion of the close to capacity crowd at the Nutter Center tonight. Mark, I think Wright State's been feeding off the crowd's enthusiasm here, at least in the first half of this game.
Well, no doubt about it. They got off to the fast start, got the crowd involved in the game. I'm sure a lot of people came to this game tonight thinking, let's go watch Michigan State, number 6 ranked team in the country. But the Raiders come out, get untracked early, and get the crowd behind them. And as you mentioned, they've really fed upon that. But you know, now as you start to get tired and you start to get towards halftime and the legs get a little weary, now's where you have to reach deep down inside and see what you got.
Michigan State triggers the ball in. The lead at a point for Wright State. Michigan State has never led in this game. Charlie Bell over to Granger. Finds Peterson on the baseline. High arching jumper, and he's starting to feel it now. And that's Michigan State's first lead of the night.
Well, he's certainly not a guy that you really want to get on track. Streak shooter, can knock it down almost unlimited range.
For a guy 6'7", he hits an amazing 52% of his three-point shots. Nelson travels.
Well, and I think that time Kevin just trying to do a little bit too much. Really didn't have anywhere to go with the basketball off the dribble. Michigan State players on the interior doing a nice job sliding over and helping to cut off that penetration. You have to move the ball more with the pass, not beat the air out of it.
Spartans by a point and with the basketball. 1:45 left in the first half.
Charlie Bell really doing a nice job of directing this team. He's certainly got the opportunities this year with the absence of Mateen Cleaves.
Here's Richardson free on the swing pass. Underneath, Nelson and Morris Peterson battle for the rebound, and Morris Peterson will be hit with a personal foul. His second.
42 Morris Peterson is second to team
6-team foul against Michigan State. Peterson will leave the game as David Thomas re-enters.
Mike Chappelle also checking back into the game for the Spartans. A lot of depth on that team. That makes them extremely dangerous when you can keep these quality type players fresh all night long. Raiders dodge a bullet that time. Thomas Hope with a difficult pass, but gets it to come back.
Nelson posting up right side and drawing the foul. You talked earlier about Kevin Nelson being perhaps the one player on the floor for Wright State that maybe matches up athletically, and certainly he's the type of guy you want to keep the ball in his hands a lot offensively tonight.
Well, and he's got to touch the ball. You know, even if he doesn't take a shot, here's where he's so very valuable. There you see him off the dribble, mismatch right there. Thomas just not big enough to match up with Kevin, and you got to have the ball in Kevin's hands.
Front end, no good. Chappelle to the deck, comes away with the loose ball, and sends it ahead as Charlie Bell races ahead with 1:05 to go. Bell right past Shanefield.
Well, that's a big-time move right there. A little stutter step and just explodes to the basket.
Michigan State now with a 3-point lead, and Ed Schilling wants a quick timeout with 52 seconds left. I think it's a good timeout by Ed Schilling for one very important reason. The momentum has certainly changed hands right now. He needs a bucket in this possession.
Well, Michigan State has been scoring quickly, getting the ball in transition. Charlie Bell taking it strong to the glass, and the Raiders unable to stop that. With 52.5 seconds left in the half, I'm sure Ed Schilling going to take these 20 seconds and say, guys, we got to settle down and we got to take it into the locker room at halftime in good shape. We can't afford to get blown out here in the last minute of the first half and then go into the locker room and worry about it. We've got to stay under control and get back in this basketball game. We mentioned before the Raiders hadn't trailed in this game until just here in the last minute or so. And not the kind of mood you want to go into the locker room with at halftime.
Especially after playing so well for the first 18 and a half minutes to have it all evaporate in a minute and a half. And I think it's a very good point you bring up.
Well, and I'm sure Tom Izzo on the other side of the coin is saying, guys, we got 53 seconds. Let's try to bury him right here. You know, we've been running up and down the floor. They're getting a little bit tired. We have more depth. We can run up and down the floor. We're stronger, we're bigger, we're faster. Let's put him in the grave right now and be done with this thing.
27 seconds remain on the shot clock when Wright State will inbound. And just Apparently was to have been a 30-second timeout, but it has extended into a rather lengthy break. The Raiders made the signal that they wanted a 30-second timeout. The Spartans, in fact, are still surrounding head coach Tom Izzo on their end of the floor. You see the Spartans, they do, as so many teams do, when they travel on the road, they bring those portable deck chairs out, if you will, and use those instead of sitting on their bench. A lot of opposing arenas will have students right behind the opposing bench, and just out of habit they'll move out onto the floor so they can hear better, hopefully.
Well, we discussed it a little bit earlier, Marty. These guys have been in places, you can't even imagine. You've got 25,000 people screaming at you, Rabbit fans. And they've been able to go into these places and win. So, you just have to be able to put all that aside and concentrate on the job at hand.
They've played before as many as 23,000 folks, that in Lexington, Kentucky back on the 23rd. They've also played before as few as 900, that in the tournament in Puerto Rico when they lost to Texas in the title game. Hope just gets it inbounds to May. Spartans by 3.
Really like to see the Raiders finish strong here at the end of this first half and be able to go into the locker room still with some confidence. And again, Kevin Nelson, an offensive rebound.
May's 3 partially blocked out high, and Michigan State has the basketball.
Well, and that time A.J. Granger had rotated back around at 6'9". Michigan State going to get a 20-second timeout, but A.J. Granger had rotated back around, and he was the man out on the perimeter, and he had to contest the shot, and as you mentioned, got a fingertip on the basketball.
Spartans with the 3-point lead. The shot clock is off, so they can hold for the final look of the first half if they want to. Fans, you can get a look at Wright State athletics and as well athletics in the Midwestern Collegiate Conference by accessing both areas' websites. The Wright State athletic website on your screen, www.wright.edu/athletics, and the Midwestern Collegiate Conference website, www.mccsportsnet.com. A wealth of information, a veritable cornucopia of information. Get a dictionary for Christmas.
And you got it online, right?
That's right. Went to the website. They helped me out.
Makes it so easy to prepare for these type of games. Information at your fingertips.
A.J. Granger.
Speaking of fingertips, A.J. Granger. 13 points now in the first half on 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from behind the arc. And boy, how many times can we say it? When you got a 6'9" guy that can go out on the floor and shoot a jump shot like he's 6'3".
Nelson turns, missed. Michigan State, since trailing 26-20 at the 4-minute mark, has outscored Wright State 12-0.
Well, and as big teams do, they make big-time runs and their players make big plays. And, the list just goes on. Charlie Bell, Morris Petersons, A.J. Granger, they've all come out.
Nelson. And that will do it for the first half. So things started well. Wright State led by as many as 9 in the first half at 21-12. But that 12-0 run by Michigan State to close out the half sends the Spartans to the locker room with a 6-point advantage. You are watching Wright State basketball, the Raiders at Michigan State, here on Time Warner Sports.